Just in for today.
All right, are we ready?
Yeah. Not jealous. Just in for.
We will call to order. All right, are we ready? There we go. All right, we will call to order the August 28th Board of Zoning and Planning meeting.
Just in for.
We will call to order. All right, are we ready? There we go. All right, sounds like we had a little, we good now? Okay, okay, perfect. Do you want to do a roll call?
Ms. Dorn.
Here.
Mr. Eshelbeiner. Here. Mr. Rosenthal.
Here.
Mr. Levine.
Here.
Mr. Schick.
Here.
And Acting Chairman Marsh.
Here. Do we have an approval of any minutes?
I did email those out, the July minutes, and attached it. Email I sent.
Does anybody have any questions or comments on the July minutes? Do I hear a motion to approve the July minutes?
So move Schick.
Second, anyone?
Second, Levine.
All those in favor of approving the July minutes, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, say no. The July minutes are approved.
We do one abstention.
Two abstentions.
Yeah,
Ooh.
actually three.
We have three abstentions.
It can still, it can,
Can't approve the minutes?
no, it's fine.
Third?
Yeah, it's okay.
Yep.
That's okay.
Next is public comment. This is a time for anyone that wishes to comment on just the working of the board, not any individual cases. Is there anyone in the audience tonight that wishes to discuss the board's operation? Seeing none, we will close public comment and move on to new business. The first item is BZAP 25-36, which is 1014 South Roosevelt. Is the applicant here? If you could please come up and be sworn in.
Jeff, if you could push that button, the light will turn green. Thank you. You state your name and address, please.
Jeff Kanowski, 1014 South Roosevelt Avenue, Bexley, 43209.
And do you swear or affirm the testimony you give this evening will be the truth?
I do.
Thank you, Jeff.
Under
And
God.
do we have any background on this one?
We do. Mr. Kanowski would like to put a new fence on his property. And when he did, I looked at the zoning of the property and it's one of our driveways that does not lead to rear yard parking. As far back as, so our code says that if you're improving your property, you need to bring the property up to current code standards or receive a variance. As far back as I could tell, 1995 is the last aerial photo Franklin County provides us. It's never had a driveway. I can't see that it's ever had a driveway. The property that leads to the rear garage. They do have a garage. They can access it off the alley. And so in order to get the fence permit approved, Mr. Kanowski has applied for a variance in order to keep the driveway as is. Staff sees no issue with the variance as it has been there for 30 years and does not want to put hardship on the owner to a driveway. And quite frankly, I don't know if he could get the driveway.
There's nowhere to put
There's
it.
nowhere to put it. So in order to bring the property up to code, a variance is needed for that. I had some aerial photos in the staff report. You can see here. I don't have that.
That's fine.
So this is the 1995 photo. As you can see, the driveway is there. You can kind of see it, and the driveway is in the same place. So, yeah, that's all.
We bought the house that way,
Where you're by.
1998, and that's the way it was. And I'm pretty sure it was like that in the 60s because the previous owner didn't do it. But the owner before them was a contractor, Garibus, and he did it. So, but that was probably in the 60s or 70s when he did it.
Got it. Does anybody have any questions either for staff or for the applicant?
So if the driveway were removed, we wouldn't, there would be no variance.
Correct. So you would either have to take the driveway all the way to the rear or remove it completely with the approach.
Okay. Do we want to hear findings of facts? Well, let me see. Is there anyone from the public wishes to speak to this? Any neighbors? No? No one's concerned about your driveway?
No.
All right. Can we have
Kind of,
findings
the
of
next
fact?
door neighbors like it because when their cars are blocked in, they can go around mine and I can go around theirs.
Yeah.
It's like a double driveway.
Findings of facts and conclusions of law for application BZAP 25-36, address 1014 South Roosevelt. Board finds it based upon the evidence and testimony presented this evening, the board finds it appropriate to grant a variance to keep the existing driveway as is, not leading to rear yard parking, but stopping at the side yard.
Got it. And do you understand the findings of facts as read?
Mhm. Yep.
Does the board have any comments on that, or do I hear a motion?
So moved, Eshelbrenner?
Do I hear a second?
Second, Dorn.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Levine,
Yes.
Mr. Schick,
Yes.
Mr. Eshelbrenner,
Yes.
Ms. Dorn,
Yes.
Mr. Rosenthal,
Yes.
and Chairman Marsh.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you for coming in.
Sure, thanks. That I can go?
Yep.
Or should
Yep.
I stay and
I'll
see what else goes on here?
I'll upload the record
You're
back
always-
to your application. I'll upload the record back and then we'll get your fence permit approved and you'll
Okay.
be on your way.
All right, thanks, Matt.
Like the fence permit?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you can comment on the.
Yeah, that'd be great. No, that'd be great. So on other business, we have review the revised rules and regs that copy has been passed out. And Matt, if you want to comment on that.
Yeah, so please review. I will email to the board members that aren't here and I will send tomorrow and all of you will have an electronic copy as well. I'll email to the whole board. If you would, feel free to make comments, feel free to edit it. Mr. Schick has already found some things that need touched up. I will revise those, bring them back to next board meeting. If I get all the comments ahead of time, I'll make those revisions, email them back out. And then you all, if you're ready to vote on a new edition of the minutes at next meeting, we will do so.
Matt, do you have a red line of the old one so we can see what was changed?
Yes, I do. And the only thing that was changed is I believe this item 12.
Okay, that helps.
Is the delegation of authority, and that was the vote you all took. And I basically copied what was a little bit that was in the code and then added your motion that said staff could approve minor changes.
Okay, that's fine then.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Can I also just ask, is there any background to this? Is this just a regular review? Is there?
Well, honestly, that's a great question. You all should regularly review it. The last revision was made in 2023. So that was approximately 2 years ago. This just came about because I could not find where it was documented, the delegation of authority. And I just wanted it documented in your rules and regs. The code says you may give authority to staff approval, but I just wanted it, I wanted it in the rules and regulations and you guys approved it. And it's so we can speed up applications for small signage changes, small changes on Main Street and in the campus planning district.
And as city council or whatever, not city council, but the council, legal counsel of the city reviewed this.
No, but I can send it to Mark Fischel.
It's like, I thought we were told reading a correspondence is like, since we can't ask questions of the person who wrote it, we can't include it as content.
No, so correspondence, as I understand it, if it's to me ahead of time and I present it to you ahead of time, that's acceptable. But it has to flow through city staff, so all of you see the correspondence. It has to be addressed to the board. It's not 1, 2, warrant lobbying you.
Got it.
Does this address the consent agenda matter that we discussed last month or the month before? Should that be included?
Ooh, I'll have to go back. I missed that note. We talked about consent agenda? Can you refresh my memory? Oh, having a consent ahead of time. Yeah, we did talk about that. I need to get with Catherine Cunningham and Mark to see if that's allowed. So what he's referring to is with Architecture Review Board, they have consent agenda items that we emailed them out separately and they email back to us separately. The mayor is here. The mayor's here to help me out on this.
Yeah, you guys can't do a consent agenda. I'm sorry. You're too quasi judicial.
Yeah.
Didn't think so.
Like you could do your minutes, but that would be it. So. No, it's just that you have to establish record and swear people in and you have a higher standard of due diligence. That's not the right legal term, but it doesn't allow for a consent agenda the way ARB does.
What were you saying about I heard voices when we were talking about written correspondence.
There was legal review of those rules and regs, but it's been a while, so.
But you think we can?
You heard my voice like in my head? Because I didn't say
anything.
anything.
I don't know.
I was gonna say like
Somebody just
my
says-
brain waves were turning, but that was it.
But we can get a letter from somebody and read it into the record, even though, because again, I thought Catherine had said at some point.
I thought
That's
that
like letting someone testify.
I think there's a distinction between correspondence you get that's general and not specific to an application as
Oh.
opposed to one that's specific, but
So if it's specific to an application.
been a hot second since I've laid eyes on that. I do know there was legal review, but I'm not super comfortable spitballing right now, so.
I think if it's like this and we're reviewing it and commenting on it, as long as the entire board is on the same correspondence, it's fine. You just can't have like two board members independently talking to each other about the same thing.
There's
So like you and I couldn't talk outside of this session by ourselves about this. We have to
There's-
communicate as a whole.
there's also a distinction as to whether or not you can like swear in that testimony.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
So if you get a letter and it's like, hey, BZAP, I think you guys are way too lenient on driveways to nowhere in general, you should rethink the way you do that. That's a general correspondence. It's different from specific to a certain hearing,
Right.
at which point past legal opinion has been they need to appear in person. Maybe you can accept something that's been notarized, but it needs to have a little bit more weight behind it than just a casual correspondence. But we'll clarify that. And I did not want to chime in on that one because, as Matt said, we'll get back to you on it.
And there are, about the anonymous, there are ways to anonymously report things to the city. And I think that's probably why the anonymous thing is like someone couldn't say their opinion about something anonymously on social media, and then it becomes a part of the evidence and testimony. So, see click fix, you can report stuff anonymously.
Okay. Anything else?
You've got something, okay?
Realized it until I was sitting here, I was like, oh, I'm not sure we've talked about
In
this.
the future, we'd like it on the agenda ahead of
I
time.
appreciate that. And you're not wrong. So Chair Marsh, I can come back next month.
No, we're all here. Go ahead.
Well, I will come back next month because it's just a heads up. If you can pull up the agenda of the last council meeting. Council is considering an accessory dwelling unit ordinance. You've probably heard about it.
Yeah.
It's like on revision 5 right now. So we have not yet brought it before you, but you guys do need to take a look at it per our zoning code and provide your feedback. It's not like a vote to support it would occur. You can vote against it. That doesn't mean council can't pass it. But I can briefly review where we are today with the understanding it might change a little bit, and that at the next BZAP meeting, we would come back with an actual presentation and a request for a vote. But I think it makes sense to give you guys a little heads up. You've probably heard about it.
Yeah, we reviewed it, the original, probably 3 months ago?
That's right. Did it receive a vote at the time?
It did not. We asked for feedback. So,
Feedback.
yeah, we just asked for
Okay.
feedback.
Which might be sufficient. I'll have to double check our code. And so the only thing that has changed since the past 3 months is we've added some language about a limit of 25 per year on ADUs being registered. And we have clawed back. Originally, it suggested there would be an additional parking space provided. Now it's suggesting that a parking space be dedicated to the ADU, but it does not require a third parking space. Right now, each of our residential districts require 2 parking spaces. And then the other change is the initial restriction was 1 bedroom. We've added additional language that would say it's 1 bedroom and a maximum of 2 permanent occupants. So it's become a little more restrictive from that perspective.
And what was the 25 limit for what?
25 units per year registered, new ADUs per year. So it would cap the number of new permitted ADUs at 25 per year.
Is that just to avoid overwhelming staff or?
I think it's a concern about like, what if we have everybody wants an ADU all at once and it fundamentally changes the fabric of the neighborhood. So it's a way to kind of create a slow burn.
Does it specify first in, first out? How would you?
Exactly. So you would, there would be a permit process, a registration of some sort, and it would just be, you'd go down the line. So if you had asked for one at your house, you know, you might be on a waiting list to get that permit.
Will they have separate water meters?
They totally can, and I think they likely would, but that would be up to the property owner to determine. At the end of the day, the rate would be the same, so we would be made whole. We wouldn't care as much, but we can provide that. We can provide for an infrastructure for sub-metering, of course, you know, of sorts.
Rick, can you turn your mic? We don't give this.
Can the existing sewer, storm and sanitary handle a huge number of them?
So that's a great question, and it's nuanced. I think that the advantage of new construction is that it's properly hooked up to sewer. And so our biggest issue with sewer is old construction and improper connections. It's also the fact that like the demand and the load changes over time based upon the demographics of a household. So for example, the average household size in Bexley 30 years ago is different than today. So you could go in circles around it. And I would say that my unscientific answer to you is probably it does not increase our overall load. Our lot coverage ratios don't change. And it's really hard to track the difference in like number of toilet flushes and efficiency of toilet, for example, today versus 40 years ago.
Is the difference because of more efficient fixtures?
More efficient fixtures, smaller family sizes on average. You know, empty nester ratios are different today than they were before. So it's like there's a variety of factors, and knowing what I know, it's hard for me to say that it would increase the burden or decrease the burden. But that's not a scientific answer. It's fairly subjective.
But adding 25 toilets and 25 and 50 sinks could just as easily, I mean, happens every year.
It could happen in a normal addition.
Yeah, I mean, that's happening, with additions and.
Right.
Yeah, so, and presumably with lot coverage limits, whether it's an addition in the back of the house with a primary suite and a whatever and whatever, or it's this space above a garage, arguably,
Right.
I don't know. And is somebody, I've asked this before, maybe this isn't the place to ask it. Somebody is like taking a step back and looking at, well, A, like how we define lot coverage and development. And then B, like studying that in a thoughtful way to say, because clearly we're heading, whatever the limit is, we're moving towards it. And somebody like map that out to be like, that would be good. If that happens, we're okay. Like nobody's going to not be happy. I mean, I know it's going to be it won't be the same, but I mean, has anybody ever?
It's a passion project of mine.
Okay.
And I'm serious about that. I think that our lot coverage ratio, our amount of permeable surface, the extent to which we're increasing the load writ large it's of concern. The reason that ADUs are not as much of concern is that they're going to primarily occupy an existing footprint of hard surface. So it's not going to really expand that hard surface, but we do need to be smarter about the way that we treat especially stormwater. and the way that we ensure that sanitary isn't tied into those systems. So those are all parallel conversations occurring. And Matt knows that it's been an ordinance under development in consideration in terms of lot coverage ratio, stormwater, and alternate forms. Very likely in the near future, when people come before you to expand their footprint, they're going to have much more onerous restrictions in terms of how are you treating new stormwater, and to make sure that we're mitigating that future impact. Because we're only adding hard surface, you know, the Bexley today is not the Bexley 1930.
When you mention new ADUs most likely wouldn't increase the hard surfaces, what does that look like in your mind? That's for lots where there's essentially a garage, it would go on top of the garage? Or-
Yeah, we replace an existing garage most likely, or it could even live within a garage that has been permitted with 2 out of those 3 elements of living space, and it becomes an ADU. It's, of course, it's not like impossible that somebody's coming in and expanding the size of their garage.
Mhm.
But our garage size requirements are still fairly restrictive, and this ordinance doesn't expand upon that.
It doesn't do that.
Right, correct.
Okay, so they could build up, but not out.
For the most part. I mean, some lots will accommodate additional
By zoning area.
square footage. It just depends on the lot, but most would not. So at the next meeting, you'll have the most current version. And I say that a little, let me like
I'll email
put
the
an
person.
asterisk on this. If your prior review is adequate, which it might not have been if there wasn't a vote taken, then I know that Councilman Marcelino would like to vote on it potentially at the next council meeting, but we have to double check. I think you guys need to take some sort of formal action, which would mean that we would vote on it on the 30th of September. So just to make sure it doesn't fall through the cracks.
Sounds good. Do we have anything else for tonight?
And Matt can forward you the most current version too.
Yep.
Be
I
great.
have a question.
Yeah.
Speaking of passion projects. So cars and yards is my passion project. So the thing we just heard. In my mind, really, I'm sitting here thinking, the answer is either don't build a fence or get rid of the driveway that goes to nothing. I mean, that's the answer. But then I thought, well, to me, I thought, I guess here's my question, generically. Would the city have taken care of the approach for him? If he said, all right, fine, I'll take out the driveway.
Yes.
And that's because
We want fewer curb cuts.
that's a known, that's written or known or something. I mean,
We communicated to people who we're talking to about it.
Yeah.
so he would not, that.
We like actively seek those out on commercial districts, but yeah, in a residential district, we would take care of the portion within our right of way.
But would it be legal to deprive a homeowner of a curb cut?
Yes.
How? Landlock the parcel. I know there's an alley, but I don't know if that counts as a curb cut.
It does. Yeah. Now, so a homeowner that does not have an alley, like, yeah, that would be problematic.
Yeah.
Well, then they got it, they could connect the garage to the curb, street. I mean, again, right, it's fixable. And in that case, if the garage faced their backyard, in this previous case, the answer is either continue the driveway to the front of the garage, and you're compliant, or or reconfigure your garage. But I mean, there's always a fix for it. I mean, if there's an alley.
It's an issue. I mean, we have a lot of these that are legacy, just like the gentleman here tonight. He's like, I bought it like this. Who knows how long it was like this? Right.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else for tonight? All right. We are adjourned. No.
That's